good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time you guys are watching this, man. This is Marquis Walker from Boston, Beantown. How's everybody doing out there? How's hip hop doing? I'm here to discuss an album I should discuss last year. It came out in 2021. Joell Ortiz, Autogragh, came out November 12th, 2021. It's about 42 minutes and 31 seconds. Great piece of work, great art, just a great sound, great producers he connected with, and just a lyrical monster, lyrical beast. Joell Ortiz deserves his flowers now and forever in hip hop. So let's get into it. Let's start it off. 13 tracks, actually, it's 11 tracks with two bonus cuts. And we always appreciate more quality, good music. So shout out to Joell Ortiz. So let's get into it, man. Joell Ortiz, Autogragh, November 12th, 2021, 42 minutes and 31 seconds. Let's get it. All right. So, number one, In My Feelings, produced by the Heatmakerz. Listen, when people say the Heatmakerz, we got to give them their flowers too. Great group, great band of producers. Um, they just make beautiful music, man. Beautiful music. So let's start off with number one. In My Feelings, produced by Heatmakerz. Heatmakerz beats are genuine and true to hip hop, while Mr. Ortiz spits his feelings and emotions on this record, telling his story to the biz. Now, Joell Ortiz, this album is personal. That's why it's called Autogragh. He signed it basically. He's just putting out a piece of work and he's signing it to the world of hip hop or the world of music, period. And I appreciate this album. So number one, In My Feelings, great record to start off with. Number two, Uncle Chris Carr, produced by the Heatmakerz once again. Joell Ortiz goes deeper into his life on his organic foreign track. Uh, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a I want to say an Indian. I don't want to say Indian sound. I don't want to like stereotype the beats, but it has that type of vibe. And shout out to the Heatmakerz, man. They got a great ear for music, and really appreciate it in the world of hip hop. So also on this track, from Baby Born to Uncle's Car to Projects and Growing Up. That's the storyline that Joell Ortiz is presenting here. It's a autobio, true autobiography, um, signed by Joell Ortiz. Loving this record as well. It just gives us more personal insight into the lyrical assassins world. So let's get to number three, Housing Authority, featuring King Crooked, and this is produced by Hesima. Hesima, Hesima. I think it's Hesama, Hesami. Hesama. He says it, but I forgot it already. I think it's Hesama. All right. So King Crooked proves that he's an elite MC on his up tempo flaming track. It's hot, it's fire on this track. Check out King Crooked's show. We got a show. I'm not sure if it's a podcast, but I know it's on YouTube. I caught it a couple times. I saw the one on with cannabis is really good. So great. He's a great media guy. He's media now. So King Crook is media, but he's still one of the top elite lyricists in the game. Joell Ortiz on this track, Housing Authority. Joell Ortiz is just as lyrical as his brother, not getting embarrassed on his song. But King Crook is capable of embarrassing people on these tracks. Like, and just like Joell Ortiz, like if he's features, these MCs here, if they feature on your track, they could eliminate you at any time. They just bar smiths, wordsmiths. And I want you guys to know about that. So, warning, if you want to put these OGs on your album, y'all better come with it. Come with it. Number four, One Day, produced by Apollo Brown. Apollo Brown, another producer that needs to give everybody needs to give the flowers to, man. Oh man, Apollo Brown is just one of those elite producers. He's incredible. He knows about sound too. He's sound quality, and he never disappoints, man. I mean, there might be some tracks here and there that you go, all right, but majority of the time, Apollo Brown, you are head nodding, you are like feeling emotional or something. You're feeling something with Apollo Brown's production. So shout out to Apollo Brown. So one day, Apollo Brown's sound is authentic and incredible, while Mr. Ortiz tells another story about his career. Loving this entire record. It's just fire, man. It's great. It's a great album. It's a great song. Number 5, Masked Up, produced by the Heatmakerz. Gregory Green and Sean Thomas of the Heatmakerz. That's their names. Gregory Green and Sean Thomas of the Heatmakerz are a different breed when it comes to this music. Joell Ortiz is masked up, but he's vulnerable on this song and entire album. Ortiz is an elite MC in hip hop, period. He's just one of those MCs that he's already on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop. Joell Ortiz is already stamped, his name, and he already earned his respect in the hip hop game, straight up. And that's why he's autographing. You know what I'm saying? He's probably autographing his stone piece. You know what I'm saying, on the on the hip hop Hall of Fame and on the Mount Rushmore hip hop. We just autographing that. All right, let's go to number 6. Sincerely Yours, produced by Salaam, Remi. Up tempo, horn heavy anthem like track with a head nod factor, giving Mr. Ortiz time to autograph his lyrical rhyme book or composition notebook, just like mine. I got the composition. If you go on his Instagram, go on Joell Ortiz Instagram, he put a picture of a composition notebook in a bag of pens, man. That's all he put. And he said, "These are my weapons." Shout out to Joell Ortiz, man. Those are his weapons, and I appreciate it. All you need is a pen and a notebook, baby. And that's all I got right there, baby. A pen and a notebook. But Sincerely Yours, another powerful track. Let's get to number 7, OG, produced by Hesami. This record is my favorite record on the album. It just speaks to me. Um, Maybe because I consider myself an OG. I'm older, in the game. But it's just a relevant record to who I am and to who Joell Ortiz is, and to a lot of MCs in the game currently. So track gives me hip hop goosebumps and allows Joell Ortiz to explain how he deserves to be called an OG. My favorite song, man. And salute to all the OGs out there. Oh, just got an OG online right now. Shout out to Jeffrey Lopez from Dartmouth. Man, what's up, Jeffrey, man? Lopez, what's good, man? Oh, man. Home from work, man. I'm waiting for the test results, man. Got a test for COVID, so I'm just waiting, man. So I got to occupy my time somehow and do some reviews. Waiting for that 3 day. It's 3 days for my hospital. I don't know why, but it is. But shout out to Jeffrey Lopez in the chat. He says, Marquis Walker, peace and power. Salute to you and yours, 2022 family and health. Boston on deck. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Jeffrey Lopez, shout you out, man. He's from Dartmouth, Mass. That's my boy, man. He's an OG too. Shout out to the OG Jeffrey. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of OG, number 7, like I said, is my favorite track. Shout out to OG, the song. Shout out to Joell Ortiz, and shout out to Hesami on this record. Love the record. Number 8, Lifeline, produced by Heatmakerz, featuring Juliet, and Juliet spelled Juliet. Go look her up. She's a great singer, and this is a great chorus on this record. This is just another beautiful hip hop love record that Mr. Joell Ortiz dedicated to his wife, man. We need more records like this in hip hop. We need more records like this, period. Matter of fact, if you guys are hearing this and y'all got some R&B records, y'all can recommend. Hit me with some R&B and some singers that are just as great as this singer here, Juliet. Shout out to just women, period, holding it down. Anytime I get the opportunity to shout out women, period, women are holding it down. Women are holding these men down. It's stressful out. It's really stressful these days. And you got these women being the backbone of the family, holding it down with the kids and the husband and whatever relationship you're going through. These women are holding it down. So shout out to all women across the world, you know what I'm saying, doing that thing. Love you guys. Let's go to number 9, Going Through It, produced by the Heatmakerz. And this is featuring Marc Scibilia. I think it's Scibilia. Another beautiful record from Heatmakerz, giving Joell Ortiz story mode platinum aura. You know, it's just a great, great sound from Joell Ortiz and from the Heatmakerz. Heatmakerz are incredible, man. Heatmakerz are incredible. Please seek help if you are going through it. And that's what Joell Ortiz is expressing on this record. He's talking about a couple of stories about people going through it in life and how stressful it is. But at the same time, if you're going through something, get help, seek assistance, please. Number 10, Holy Ghost, featuring Cyhi, the Prynce. And this is produced by Namir Blade. Track is spiritual, and Joell Ortiz doesn't even go in for the jugular vein until after a full minute of the song just kind of being soulful, like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, just letting the beat ride. And then the track goes revolutionary when Joell Ortiz starts to spit. And then the beat kind of changes again when Cyhi, the Prynce, signs the package. He starts rapping, and he signs the package with some hip hop protest bars, some revolutionary bars. Just a great record, great song. Shout out to Cyhi, the Prynce, and Joell Ortiz, and Namir Blade for putting that album or that record together. Number 11, Therapeutic, produced by Apollo Brown. Woo, man, another great record, man. Apollo Brown and Joell Ortiz is saying what I've been saying for years. Music is therapeutic. This album is therapeutic. I'm pretty sure it was therapeutic for him to write these bars and to tell his story to the world. So bow down and shout out to Joell Ortiz for at least putting this together, because there's a lot of personal stuff in this album, and he didn't have to share, but he shared it, and it's all love in hip hop. We support you, Joell Ortiz. We support you. At least I do. I can speak for myself. This song is relaxing to my hip hop soul, and I'm loving it, man. It's therapeutic for me as well. And thank you for this album. Now, that's what an album would end if you didn't have 2 bonus cuts that's just as fire as the album. All right, first bonus track, number 12, Love is Love, featuring Sheek Luch, produced by the Heatmakerz. Man, I'm telling you, man, these records are incredible, but with the Heatmakerz. So, with the help of the Locks, Sheek Luch, Ortiz reminds everyone he was, and still can be about that street vibe. So don't test the Dundada, you know what I'm saying? Don't test the OG Joell Ortiz, and don't test Sheek Luch either, man. Sheek Luch gets me hyped when he rhymes. I don't know if Sheek Luch is still in the streets, but I know he's not. He's doing like real estate and all that stuff. So shout out to real estate. Shout out to all the ventures that these MCs are doing on the side and getting passive income. Shout out to passive income too, and shout out to my podcast, Passive Podcast with Juan and Chuck. Sundays at 6 p.m. on Sundays. Check it out. All right, so this track is just dope, man. Love is love. Dope is dope. This song is dope. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag love is love, man. I love this record. It's just dope. And shout out to Sheek Luch, man. I don't get enough credit, man. I love Sheek Luch, man. He's one of the top spitters in the game as well. So shout out, giving you your flowers, Sheek. You deserve them. I don't know. You know, you just don't rap enough. A lot of people, that's why, like, you know what I'm saying? You got Styles P rapping, putting out an album, like 3-4 albums a year. once in a, I think Jada puts out at least an album a year, or he just does features everywhere, so people think they're more relevant than you. But Sheek Louch, when he gets on the mic, it's a rap. And check out Sheek Louch's Halloween mixtapes, man. You know what I'm saying? Just check out Sheek Louch album. Stop playing. The last track and bonus track, 13. And before I talk about that, please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and share on YouTube. And if you're listening to this on my podcast, on my verbally, find me on YouTube to see the visual. Find me on Twitter and Instagram where I chat, and you guys can ask me questions or give me recommendations for any other albums that are fire like this one. All right, number 13, Doors Up, featuring Pastor LBS, and it's produced by the Heatmakerz. Now, head nod soulful sample giving Joell Ortiz past stories relevance. This is grown-up music, and Joell Ortiz stamped this package / album and autographed it with a gold pen. Man, this is an incredible project. My rating will be in the description on YouTube. And what do you guys rate this particular project? Let me know. I base it off a 1 to 5 mic scale, like the Source. And shout out to the Source magazine. Shout out to everybody involved in the Source. Of course, Benzino and the others. You know what's funny? I was listening to this, and majority of the songs are with the Heatmakerz. And I was just wondering, maybe he didn't have enough tracks with the Heatmakerz to do an entire album, or maybe he took half. Ooh, maybe he took half of the songs that, maybe he had songs from the Heatmakerz and he took half here and then maybe half later. I don't know why he didn't do the whole entire album with the Heatmakerz. Or Apollo Brown. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's doing that for the next one. I'm not sure. He could have did half Heatmakerz, half Apollo Brown. No disrespect to the other producers on here. Y'all did y'all thing. There's some heat on here. Y'all did put some heat on here. And love this album as it is. But it just makes you wonder when you see the Heatmakerz like 6-7 times. You're like, hey, I'm going to do a whole album. And then you see Apollo Brown twice. You go, I wonder why Apollo Brown didn't do an entire album with him, because he does entire albums with artists. You know what I'm saying? Usually. So just a thought. And I'm gonna get it out there. It's not controversial, just a thought. But yeah, man, this is a great piece of work, man. Shout out to Ortiz, Joell Ortiz from New York, man. Be coming back from New York. I'll be back in Boston. I like to travel when I do these reviews. So when I'm in that mode, when I'm reviewing the album, I'm in that city or state where that artist is, and then I come back to Boston, Beantown, man. So Joell Ortiz, Autogragh, great piece of work, man. Tell me what you guys give it. I love the project, and I'm coming back from Beantown, coming back to Boston. Like I said, remember, love over hate, and shout out to everybody that supports me, and shout out to, if you do, support the gear. You know what I mean? Support the gear. I make clothing. I have my daughter's clothing line as well. It's 15% off on Teespring. Look on teespring.com. Follow me. If you follow me, you can find my merch. Look in the description. Follow me, find me. Support my daughter's clothing line. Support my clothing line. And it's 15% off for top 5. Put TOP5, top 5 for the promo code. You will get 15% off all year round, all of 2022. And shout out to everybody. Have a happy new year. Have a healthy new year. Have a prosperous new year. Get that bag. Get passive income. Buy stock. Buy real estate. Buy land. If you're into NFTs, if you're into crypto, do your research. For everything that I'm talking about, do your research. Talk to quality people. Surround yourself with smarter people than you, and make money. All right, man. This is Marquis Walker, and I'm out of here. Beantown. All right, y'all. One love. Peace.